Hello everybody, today we're going to be doing a special video here where we're going to be walking around a lake here that takes approximately 17 minutes to do, and we're going to write a screenplay in that amount of time. We have a bunch of genres here that we're going to shuffle up and mix with some constraints. So what I will do is have you lovely guys, I have with me Io and Evie. We're going to shuffle this very shuffly. All right. And why don't you guys each pick a card. All right, so reveal what we got for our first scenario here. Mystery. We got a noir mystery. All right, and so the constraint for a noir mystery, it's got to be 10 pages, a max of 5 characters, must include the use of a musical instrument, and a character that is drowning, and then also sacrificial love. So with that said, get on going here. Let's see. All right, so what are we thinking? So what are the constraints we got here? 10 pages, okay. 5 characters, yep. Instrument and characters drowning. Sacrificial love, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, well, it has to be a mystery, right?
Yep.
So, man, sacrificial love. When I think sacrificial love, I don't know, my mind goes to Titanic, but obviously, I don't know if we want like a setting where these characters go on like a cruise of some sort, and then something happens to make one character end up in the water.
Or
Cruise.
If it's for the noir side of it, you know, it's during Prohibition. They're trying to smuggle in the alcohol via ship, and somebody maybe goes overboard.
But we also have to think about how the character is actually going to be drowning. How do they get there? If that's the part of the mystery, like, what is the motivation or not motivation necessarily, but like, how do they get there?
How do they get there?
And then work backwards from there.
We have 5 characters, right?
We have 5 characters.
Okay, so maybe if we get the characters, we might be able to get the scenarios.
Okay, so let's think about characters. I'm gonna create a section here.
Are they like college students, or are they, you know, you got a guy that's, you know, an elder?
So it depends on our setting, you know, like what the setting is, what makes sense to have, what kind of
Do we want to do like a cruise thing, or what do we? Because I mean, drowning.
Well, yeah, we could go with the cruise. Cause
yeah.
Okay, so we'll just have to go with that. So
okay,
cruise.
we'll do cruise. Okay, so we'll do cruise for sure. Characters. So
let's see.
If we're doing cruise, are we thinking a lot of these people are more on the wealthier end?
Yeah, we could do that. It could be like a private cruise.
Okay, private cruise.
So they're on a yacht.
Okay, private cruise.
We gotta figure out the use of the musical instrument.
Oh yeah.
So what if they? It's a getaway where they're, it's like some kind of band. They're getting away. Oh yeah, it could be a band.
Okay.
It could be a band. So you got the 4 players, and then maybe their personal chaperone or something.
Okay.
And one of them could be playing a musical instrument on this edge of the boat, and then they fall in.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Of one person playing the instrument, maybe on the edge of the ship, coincidentally.
Yeah.
And then the 4 of them leave to do something.
Yeah.
And then while they leave, they hear like a shout, like "ah!" and then they hear a splash. They come back, they see the guy in the water, almost drowning, and then they save him. But then the mystery is like, who did this?
We have
I don't know.
sacrificial
Just
love.
thoughts. Yeah.
You could do a character that's got ulterior motives. They want to, maybe one band member wants to get the other one killed.
Okay.
Another one tries to interject that killing by sacrificing themselves. So it could be basically a civil war amongst the bandmates.
Okay, so explain the one band member interjecting.
So yeah,
so
you got A, B, C, and D. We'll just go with that for the band members. So band member A, it wants to kill band member B.
Okay.
But band member C finds out about it and sacrifices themselves for
okay.
So they could be on like their private cruise. They're trying to write a new song or something.
Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder how they became band members if they have so much animosity towards each other.
It happened as they rise to the fame.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll say
the jealousy kicked in.
Yeah.
Maybe one was more popular than the
I'll
other.
say band member A.
People are like fangirling over one more than the other.
Yeah.
And in the screenplay, you can even show like some people fangirling over.
Okay.
Okay, so the motivation. So
now we need to come up with some names here.
Okay, so let's just say band member A's motivation is jealousy.
Jealousy. Yep.
Okay, is jealousy. Okay, so we got that. Okay, now we come from there. So we got. So band member A is the bad person here. What are you thinking
Yeah,
for
yep,
names?
they're the antagonists.
Okay, antagonist.
What do we want the antagonist to be named?
Yeah.
Is it a guy or a girl?
I don't know, I think guy.
All right, I'll go with a
Guy
guy.
too.
Number A,
Okay.
and then bam. I'm just gonna start
Hey,
doing the member
what's
so you
that?
can just keep
Trevor.
track. Trevor?
Yeah, I'll go with
That
Trevor.
sounds like Trevor.
Trevor's the antagonist.
Trevor. Perfect. Okay, so we got band member B. Maybe the popular.
Trevor's
one?
trying to kill B. So B.
Okay.
So who do we want popular to be? John?
John.
John Lennon.
Huh, John. But if he's popular, I want like a more exciting name that wows me, you know? Like, ooh, like maybe like, I don't know. Rex.
Rex?
I like
Yeah, we could do Rex.
that. This is B, so
Rex.
he's the popular one. People girls fangirl over him because guys can't fangirl over him. Okay, so we got that. And then band member C is the one who gets in the way and saves band member B
Yeah.
due to that sacrificial love.
So who do we want to see?
we want like
be a gal?
A gal. I'm thinking a gal. Oh,
Wait.
does she like him?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
So what do we want C to be?
Melanie.
Melanie? Yeah, you go with that. Melanie.
Okay, Melanie.
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 Okay, we each contributed a name.
Yeah.
All right, and so then we need 2 more characters, so we could have the boat driver be one.
So when we were talking about the band members, are we wanting 5 band members in there?
4
or
band members,
4 band members.
and then one's the boat driver.
Okay, gotcha. Trevor, Rex, Melanie, and then the last band member, and then the boat driver.
So what's the last band member? We're going to have another gal and make it split?
Sure.
Split even? Okay.
Yeah, and then who has an idea for name of the
Another gal?
gal?
Hmm.
And what is her role in this story too, by the way?
She's just kind of rolling with the punches.
Rolling with the punches.
Martha.
But Martha.
Martha, 2 M names? Melanie and
Martha
Martha?
seems kind of old though. Like I'm
Yeah.
feeling like a younger youthful.
Okay,
You
younger
know,
youthful.
maybe they're young, early 20s, late teens, maybe. Cassie, Cassandra. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Kathy?
Cassie.
Cassie, yeah.
We do Cassie. Go with
Cassie.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do Cassie.
Okay.
And then the last person is the boat driver.
Yeah.
So what should there? And it could be like maybe an older guy.
It
or
could be older
something.
guy.
It just doesn't matter. Bob. Maybe Bob. He's just. No. I mean, maybe
Stanley.
Stanley, like
Yeah,
Captain Stanley or something.
Captain Stanley.
Okay. And he has a hook for a hand. I'm just kidding. Arrgh. Okay, so boat driver.
Okay.
So how do we want to inject some mystery into this? So we know Melanie's gonna end up in the water due to sacrificial love.
Yeah, because Rex was
Because
gonna
Rex is gonna
So-
actually push over. No,
No,
Trevor.
Trevor's
was
gonna push Rex. Yep.
So how does Melanie and Captain Stanley fit into this? So Captain Stanley's obviously driving the boat, but does he
Yeah.
have a bigger role?
He might, depending if we need
Okay.
him or not.
Okay. And then what
So we can
is
just put him on the back burner.
Cassie's role too?
Like maybe the suspicion could be first towards her before they find out it's Trevor.
So the bandmates, it's Trevor, Rex, Cassie,
Oh, what are they playing?
and Melanie.
Melanie.
Okay, what instruments are they playing? So
And have a trumpet.
we have a brass player and a 4 band.
Well, I suppose. Okay, I'm thinking. Well,
Yeah,
I
we
guess
have the
I'm
like
thinking wrong.
guitar,
I'm thinking old
drums.
school
Yeah,
band.
yeah, you are.
Because that's like an orchestra.
Oh wait, but the time period though, we have
brass.
to take in the time period. Aren't we doing the 30s?
We could do 30s. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because it's mystery noir.
It's mystery noir. So what would they be like? Maybe like a saxophone.
There'd be
Like
like
I'm thinking
drums.
So
jazz.
jazz?
I'm thinking
Yeah,
jazz.
so
So maybe these are the main people of a bigger band. And they're just
Okay.
coming out. So like these could be like the main players, but then they got the other instruments when they do an actual live event. Out of those main 4, what would be the main 4 instruments then? So we got trumpet player,
And then one of them could be a singer.
singer, okay, and then saxophone, and then what's the other one? Piano?
Percussion.
Piano.
Yeah.
That's somebody else.
So who do you want? So singer, we're thinking one of the ladies, Melanie.
Okay,
Cassie.
okay, so Rex is the one that's gonna die, right?
Is he gonna die? He's
well,
gonna.
I don't know if he dies, but the one that's planning to be dead.
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one that.
So what would be something that someone would want to be jealous over?
Yeah, because
what
he's
instrument?
fangirled over. So
Piano,
maybe-
saxophone,
I'm
trumpet.
thinking saxophone.
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 All right. So
He
Rex is saxophone
plays
player.
saxophone.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm thinking either
Trevor plays piano.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then either Melanie or Cassie are the singers.
Maybe
maybe
Cat.
they do a duet
Yeah, they could both be
Okay.
singers.
Okay.
on this private yacht.
Yep.
What are they doing? I think
Together.
they're coming up with a song, right?
Oh, are they coming to the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
What are
they're
they doing on a yacht specifically though?
inspiration.
Hey,
Switch
okay.
the scene up, you know?
They're on the yacht to write a new song, was it?
Come up with a musical number.
Coming up with a musical number? Okay. So
A performance.
kind of for inspiration.
Yeah.
For inspiration. Okay.
So
cool.
Trevor doesn't like that Rex is getting
Attention.
popular there.
Yeah.
So I've never been on a big yacht before,
Me neither.
but if I just had to use my creative freedom here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say they have all the instruments there. So they have the piano, they have maybe they even have like a little stage. It's been fitted for their purpose. The only yacht I can think of is Black Ops 2. Hijacked, I think is what it was called, the map.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that frame of mind there. It's got multiple tiers.
Yeah.
Stanley's driving this big yacht.
And now I think we need to flesh out like the elements of the mystery. So you know who's gonna do what. We know what the motivation is. We know what's happening, where
Yeah.
they're at. So you kind of need, how does the mystery element go into this?
So it would be, why does Trevor want to kill?
Yeah.
So we could have it being shown that Trevor and Rex are close.
Okay.
So that's where the mystery element could be. Is like, what? Those two? They're really
Yeah.
close. We could have scenarios of them, I don't know, like doing things for each other in that little scene that we're gonna do.
But in
Okay.
the background, you could also show that there's a little bit like tension, like starting to happen too. Like specifically for Trevor, like that Rex doesn't pick up on right away.
Okay, so let's see. I'm thinking at night.
Yeah.
It's in the evening. It's
Or
dark
evening,
out.
Yeah.
They got
Evening
the
going
they got the
at night.
lights on the yacht.
Is when this happens?
Yeah, this is when it's
Okay.
happening. It's at night.
So we have to set the stage of what's happening for our audience. So we have to.
So it could be. Would it be after dinner or before dinner or dinner?
Assuming after dinner.
After dinner.
After dinner.
Probably,
So they
yeah.
just had dinner. They
After
probably
dinner,
have some
after
drinks
dinner.
with them, and
Yeah.
so Rex is the one that's. We could have him be playing the saxophone.
Okay.
So he's playing his saxophone.
Yeah. Now I think that we also have to think about, when does Trevor try to push Rex in, and then Melanie comes in, because obviously they're still together.
Yeah.
This happens, they see it.
Yep.
So how does that scene unfold?
So we
I feel
probably
like?
have to have a couple day scene going out for this. So
Okay.
We could have the first. We could probably have the first scene showing the camaraderie between them, the dynamics. So we could. Okay, we'll do a dinner. So we show them eating or something.
Also, you could get two things done at once. Where you're having a bunch of fan mail come in specifically for Rex. Like maybe even comes in like during dinner or something like that.
Maybe he's got a letter that he's already opened and he just keeps pulling it out like like he holds it like from his wallet.
Yeah. So is it during dinner only, or like maybe during, because they're gonna be on the yacht for a few days, right? Is
Yeah,
what we're saying.
yeah, yeah.
So is it during those few day period, like Rex continues to pull out this cherished letter of his, and Trevor keeps seeing that, like,
Yeah.
what's that guy's problem? Like,
And then he's like, "What do you keep pulling out?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, it's just some fan mail."
yeah.
I'm thinking it's an exterior deck, dining room, exterior dining hall on yacht night.
Okay.
So 4 band members at a dining table to be served.
Served,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the right word. Served. Their names, 2 guys. Are they all in similar age group? You'd
Yeah,
say?
I would say so. Maybe
Two-
like,
2 guys.
well, since they're, I guess, more on the wealthier end, and this is like a bigger group, and
So
they're
probably
more
in their
popular.
30s.
30s is what I'm thinking.
Trevor and Rex, 2 gals. In their, would they be 30s too?
Yeah, that'd be 30s.
Or a little bit younger, like maybe late 20s.
Late 20s.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
2 gals. So there are 4 band members at a dining table, waiting for their meal to be served. 2 guys in their 30s, Trevor and Rex. I have Trevor, who plays this. Trevor, who plays the piano.
Yep. So he's playing the piano. He doesn't
And
like.
Rex, who plays the saxophone.
Correct. Yep.
And 2 gals in their late 20s. Melanie. What is that?
Both singers of the band.
We're both singers in the jazz band. Okay, there are 4 jazz band members at a dining room table waiting for their meal to be served. 2 guys in their 30s, Trevor, who plays the piano, and Rex, who plays the Rex, who plays the piano, and 2 gals in their late 20s, Melanie and Cassie, who are both singers.
Yep.
Rex is fumbling with a piece of paper and
feel like-
smirks.
Yeah, and it's like a cherished like letter or something from a special fan or something.
Okay,
like
so
that.
Rex is fumbling with a piece of paper and smirks. What's Trevor saying?
I don't know, some like, oh, I didn't know you were popular. So I don't know. Well,
Does he doesn't know what it is yet. So.
Yeah, he doesn't know what it is.
You could just even ask, well, what's that? Okay, so he's pulling out a piece of paper. Rex pulling out paper. He doesn't know what it is, but clearly he's fawned over it. Or maybe he'd be like, oh, is that like a secret admirer or something?
Fumbling with it or whatever. So it has to be something witty remark about like, oh, like what is that? Or I don't know. Or maybe he
bringing paperwork to the dining room table.
Okay, yeah. Because maybe he's
paper.
assuming something, yeah. And then maybe in terms of like the dialogue we can give Rex in terms of how he responds is like maybe Rex is like an aloof character, so he says things but he doesn't perceive how he can be taken. So maybe he's just like straightforward, like, oh no, it's something from a secret admirer, like, and so maybe he makes a comment about his popularity, but he doesn't like he's not prideful. He doesn't take it that way.
So he's
but
like more of a serious kind of guy.
No, I'm thinking Rex is more like an aloof person. Like he's just matter of fact, but he's not like socially aware of how his comments can be taken. So therefore, that like further feeds into Rex's disdain.
Okay.
Or Trevor's disdain for him, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know. So I was thinking like when he asked, "Is that paperwork?" Instead of Rex like maybe like low key, not like, "Oh no, it's nothing." Like he actually just says, "Oh, it's from a secret admirer." Like, you know how popular I am, or something like that. You know. But maybe in a way, not like in a prideful way, but he just says it to be like, oh, this dude is not like socially aware, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's an idea that I have, but I don't know what your
like
thoughts are.
Saying maybe like, oh, you know how popular. Maybe you could say something like you knew how many fans I have, or how many. Like you could say something to that effect.
Yeah.
To really drive home that point.
Yeah. Maybe something like he notes, like actually the number, like, oh no, this is just a cherished letter from one of my fans. It's like I wanted to bring this one out of the 100 I got last week or something like that.
So he puts the paper in his pocket.
Yeah.
Is he doing it calmly then?
I think calmly. Like he's not hiding it. He's just like...
It's just like, oh, this is sweet.
Yeah.
I got a fan letter.
It's like, I just like looking at it and, you know, it's like, oh, it's just something I like looking at that motivates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and then he can make a pass comment like, yeah, out of the, you know, hundreds of letters I gotten just in the past month, like this is the one that really hit home for me.
So he could be like, it's just one of the hundreds of fan mail I get weekly.
Weekly.
Oh, he's popular.
Yeah, he is.
So then Trevor feels resentment.
Yeah, Trevor feels
He's like,
resentment.
well, I didn't kid.
Trevor immediately feels resentment.
He'd be like, hundreds.
Yeah.
And then it's just like he's just
reminds me of the meme
You could
of
say,
like,
are you sure it's not hate mail?
Yeah.
Rex is fumbling with a piece of paper and smirks. Trevor, chuckling. Bringing paperwork to dinner? Rex puts the paper in his pocket. Rex, calmly. It's just one of the hundreds of fan mail I get weekly that stuck out to me. Trevor immediately feels resentment. Are you sure that's not hate mail? And then what would he be responding to, Rex?
I feel like at this point he's like further explaining, oh no, it's not hate mail, like, and then to give evidence of like, oh no, this is the popularity I get.
And then he'd be like, here, read it.
Yeah, he could probably be like, oh no, I don't think I've gotten one. I usually only get mail from adoring fans or something like that. I don't know.
Oh no, I've never gotten that before.
Yeah, I've never gotten that before.
And he could be like, take a look.
And then maybe he like reads it and then he like holds it close to his heart and he's like, always heartwarming.
Yeah, Trevor reads it and then he takes it back and
Yeah,
he reads it
yeah.
again. He's like,
yeah.
And then we could have like one of the gals pipe in too, saying, "Oh, can I read that?"
Yeah.
So Rex takes the paper back out of his pocket, hands it to Trevor. He's like, Trevor goes, "I'm good. I don't need it."
Yeah. Because I actually like his like resistance, because that at least low key shows that okay, he's not liking what's going on here. We might not necessarily, the audience might not necessarily see the underlying disdain, but they'll be like, ooh, he's not really liking this. Yeah.
And you could say, the only thing I want handed to me is my dinner.
Okay, so it sounds like Trevor's a very kind of witty guy, yeah. And I feel like that even works well too, because that's even further going to play into the mystery, because if he's witty and kind of like passing it off as a joke, then we might see it as like, oh, he doesn't take it as a big deal. He's just joking, right?
Yeah.
But then when the incident happens, then it's like, whoa, like he was really angry this whole time. So I think that's going to play into the mystery, because on the surface he's like, no, I'm good, and then he like passes off his joke, but there's like a deeper underlying disdain there.
And then we could even have one of the guys go, "You always think about food."
Yeah.
So which one would say that?
Maybe Cassie or Melanie.
So Melanie goes, "You're always thinking about food."
Yeah.
And then maybe Cassie could say something back in regards to that. I don't know what it would be, but like a quip or something.
I don't know. Does she have to respond to that? Couldn't she have said something beforehand?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Like as he's maybe pulling out the letter and like Trevor asked about it, she could say something about that point. And maybe at this point, that's where Cassie
could see. Really? I call bullcrap on that or something. Not a single one, Cassie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not a single
one.
Email.
Okay, yeah.
And then we could have like Melly go, "Yeah, I've had one complaint about this."
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So they like kind of interject with their own personal experience. Yeah. That will single out Rex like, wow, he's getting really positive reception, even like compared to Melanie and Cassie.
Yeah.
So that would further
that resentment.
You can even have Cassie say like, "Oh yeah, I've even had people get so picky as to single out if they like the harmony or not." You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, something specific to jazz or something. Like singing or
like someone complaining about like the particular harmony she chose. Like it's so nitpicky, you know. It's like it's something that doesn't even need to be, but like
complaining about my harmony choice.
Yeah.
Rex takes the paper back out of his pocket and insists on handing it to Trevor.
Yep.
He's like, "Well, if you guys don't believe me, here."
Yeah.
All right, so we got mystery, noir. So we got
the musical instruments. We got the characters gonna be droning, and then we already have the sacrificial stuff. So all that's there, or at least it's gonna play a role later in the story.
So we gotta incorporate that in.
Yeah.
So whose love for who?
It is
Was it Cassie or Melanie's?
So Melanie likes Rex.
Melanie likes.
I don't know if it's going the other way around for Rex liking Melanie, but at least she likes him.
She likes him,
and that's why she saved him from being thrown overboard essentially by Trevor.
If you want to make it a little more dramatic, like let's say he didn't even he was gonna throw. Well, let's just say he was actually even gonna kill him before he threw him overboard, and Melanie gets in the way of that, and then by that time people have come, more band members have come on the scene, or the captain, everybody's there, you know.
Maybe we could just go right from this to Trevor starting to do something to prep for his killing.
Okay.
Okay. So then
you must need a slight, just a montage buildup of what Trevor noticing him Rex keep taking that letter out.
I feel like that's part of the buildup, because we again want it to be not just he's maybe the dinner can be the first time he takes out the letter, but
because he's confused on what it is.
Yeah, and now that he knows, he's gonna continue seeing
then we
Trevor.
could have another scene of it being shown. Okay, so we're
just showing a montage of just walking around.
He could be on the pool and he's got it. It's like, dude, you could ever swim with us?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so it's a new scene then.
So this is going to be a continuing reminder of his popularity and then Trevor's unpopularity every time he sees it, which is like,
so this is going to be outside pool deck.
In the second scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scene 2.
Yeah.
4 bandmates are swimming outside pool deck. Day. It would be Day. Who starts the conversation? It could be Melanie. Yeah, she's the lover, right?
Melanie would be, I don't know if they're in a direct relationship or if it's a secret affection that she holds. Yeah.
She's the one. She should lure him into the, come on, let's swim.
Okay, yeah.
So Melanie.
And then how is he taking the letter with him though? Does he have it in his pocket?
He got his swimsuit on,
yeah.
and he's at the bench.
Okay.
And chair, recliner.
Yeah, okay.
He's just
because he has to put it somewhere where it doesn't get wet, obviously.
Yeah, with his towel maybe.
Yeah.
He's just fascinated with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's obsessed with it, obviously.
Idolizing it. Melanie, Cassie, and Trevor are all swimming in the pool.
Maybe Rex is he's back. He's not swimming, he's in his swimsuit, so he's ready to go, but he's still looking at them.
Yeah.
They have to urge him to come on.
Yeah, that would kind of also be another thing that shows how important it is to him, almost obsessively important. And then I guess does Trevor just walk by,
reading that?
He's like, oh, there's Melanie, and then he sees, oh, there's Rex too, and then it's like, wait, what is he doing? It's like, oh, that letter again. It's like, what's his problem?
So he could even be like, come on, Rex, let's go. And then Trevor goes, oh, he's reading that darn letter again.
Yep. So it's like he just passes by and sees the scene right as that's unfolding with him reading the letter and Melanie calling him.
So he'd be frustrated.
Maybe And maybe even before he speaks, like there's like we first see like him like clenching his fist or something like that, and then he's like, oh, he's reading that letter again. So let's just get that body language in there. So we first see his body language, and it's like, oh, like, okay, and then he says something.
Trevor stops swimming, stops waiting in the water.
Oh, so Trevor's in the water?
Yeah.
They're all there?
Yeah, they're all in the water.
Oh, okay, gotcha, okay.
And clenches his fist.
Gotcha. Oh, well, if he's in the water, how do we see his fist, though?
We're
Maybe
just
he
writing
even
it out.
like grimace with his face too a little bit.
Trevor stops
this
waiting
is some
in
type
the
of
water,
body language.
clenches his fists
Yeah.
and teeth.
Yeah. And then after this, do we want another scene or no?
So then the next one could be he's like Trevor's walking by and Rex is maybe leaning against something, maybe a passageway or hallway in the boat, and Rex is passing by. Or
yeah.
Rex,
It's
Trevor's
gonna
passing by.
be afternoon.
Yeah.
So, scene, interior, hallway, on the room floor. Room deck. Yeah, afternoon. Then what happens?
He just sees him. It's just like a quick montage. So he just sees him reading that. And he's just like he just kind of grumbles past, you know.
Okay.
So Trevor's walking down the hallway.
And he sees him reading that letter again.
And like Rex doesn't even like really notice him walking by because he's
he's so engrossed in
He
the
can
letter.
even say, "Hey Rex," and he goes. He just keeps walking.
Yeah. He looks at him looking at the letter, goes, "Hey Rex," to kind of like. He's trying to keep a good spirit up. And then Rex doesn't respond. He's just like,
ooh, that's really
Trevor's
bad.
walking
That's
down the
really
hallway
bad. Yeah.
And sees Rex with the paper. And so then Trevor goes friendly.
Yeah.
Hey Rex. Rex says nothing. Rex says
he's
nothing.
too absorbed.
Yeah. Then it's like that's really getting
As
to his
he's
head.
too absorbed.
Wow, jeez.
The next thing, Rex says nothing. He's too absorbed in his fan letter. Would Trevor say anything back? See you later tonight, and that could be foreshadowing.
He's grumbling, and then like maybe he calls back over his shoulder as he's grumbling.
Oh,
away.
I like that. So because he says hi, Rex is passing by, and then he maybe walks the other way and he's like, "See you later tonight," like that kind of thing. He's grumbling.
Mumbles it on,
Yeah,
mumbles it under his breath. "See you later tonight."
Trevor.
Yeah. Okay.
Continues walking.
Yeah.
But then stops, mumbling. See you later tonight. Trevor mumbles.
Yeah.
And then we could have cut to you hear the splash, and maybe Melanie's the one who hears the splash. So it's like evening now.
Yep. Exterior.
Yeah, maybe Melanie's walking along the exterior of the boat, and she hears a splash.
Is it like the deck, main deck?
Yeah, the main deck.
Main deck.
But to interject quick, sorry. I thought we were saying that Melanie's going to be through sacrificial love. She's gonna like step in the way, right?
That's right. Okay.
So she has to be the one. If we're doing this scene now where someone gets in the water, it has to be Melanie who's already in the water. Yeah.
Right, okay. So she could still be walking.
So it's exterior main deck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she like maybe sees like something about to happen, like maybe I don't know, Trevor's about to stab him or shoot him
Melanie
or something. And she gets in the way. She like rushes in.
is walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking along the deck.
Maybe as she's walking, she hears maybe
conversation.
Trevor shouting or whatever. Like he's just ready to do his action, and he's like at this point because he feels like he's gonna succeed. Maybe he's like unleashing his resentment.
Anger.
Yeah.
His resentment. Yeah.
I don't know if we want to add that now because that's still a mystery that we need the members to hear. But maybe she just hears something. She hears a scuffle, and then she like runs towards that direction.
Yeah.
And gets in the way.
So Melanie.
Maybe and she hears the sound of like saxophone.
So he's playing the saxophone. This is happening.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If he's playing, then are we wanting the scene be Trevor tries to sneak up and push him, and then Melanie quickly sees it, intercepts, and then she gets pushed?
I was thinking like there's more like a weapon used, and she gets in the way of that weapon instead.
Okay, but how does she end up in the water then? Because someone needs to be drowned.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, someone needs to, or almost drowned.
Or maybe she gets shot and falls over.
Does anybody need to
No,
die? I don't know if
have to
anybody.
die.
Yeah, I don't think anybody needs to die. I
Well,
don't
he
want
could
anybody to
he
die.
could injure him, but not succeed in killing him.
Yep. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
But either way, the sacrificial love should be Melanie getting in the way of it. Like maybe she's
Yeah.
like maybe instead of Rex getting hit with the like maybe he takes the saxophone away, and then Melanie sees that he just like ripped the saxophone. She's
Yeah.
like, why did he rip the saxophone
Yeah,
from his
Okay,
hand?
okay, so I'll write that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at what point? How does she end up in the water though?
So then what's his name? Trevor, who tries to hit because Melanie's seeing this, but she's kind of like running up / coming upon the scene.
Yeah.
So just as Trevor's about to hit Rex, Melanie kind of comes in the way, and then maybe she
Okay,
gets whacked, and maybe
so-
she gets whacked in the water, or
Melanie is walking along the deck. A saxophone is being played in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
She goes towards the saxophone.
she goes near the sound. She's like, oh, that's Rex. You know,
Yeah.
she likes him.
Yeah.
She's like,
Oh, let's
I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
She then sees Trevor. What is he doing?
He's like he's like talking
Approaching.
him. He's
Talking?
kind of like maybe he's like yelling at him, and like and Rex is like stop playing the saxophone now.
Okay. So does Trevor come and
So
he
he's
starts
approaching
yelling?
him.
Yeah.
Approaching. Sees Trevor approaching.
And like Rex is like clearly confused.
Yeah.
What does Trevor say? Rex.
Enough is enough, maybe. Like he's not real vague. He's just like
yeah, enough is enough. Like maybe some like, I'm tired of you. This is it, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
Just
tired of you.
Yeah, just some words of finality. Like in Trevor's mind, he thinks that this is it. His plans are gonna come to fruition. It's like, yeah. So we just keep it there. I think at this point for the audience, we keep it vague because again, we want them to figure out the mystery. We know he's gonna do it, but we want to figure out like why is he doing it later once the action is done.
Yeah.
So I think like enough of this. I'm tired of you. That kind of thing. And then maybe he's like.
So he throws the saxophone out of his hands.
So I was thinking he could rip it out of.
Rip
Rex's
it out and
tries
use it
to
and
to...
use
use
hit
it to
him.
try to hit him, but instead of hitting him, he hits
Melanie
instead.
and then that makes her come off balance and
She falls
She
in
falls
and she's
in.
drowning.
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Trevor
Which was uncalled, and then it's like a surprise because even for him,
Trevor
he's like,
starts-
"Oh, I didn't expect that to happen."
Right.
Trevor
And
starts
then
to...
they come try to rescue her, and then everybody's like, "Dude, what happened?" And then that unveils the mystery.
Trevor man grips man grips the
The saxophone.
saxophone
Yeah.
out of Rex's
Rex's
hands.
hands. Yep.
And he could even get a couple hits in before she
Okay.
runs in.
Yeah, and
Okay,
she
yeah.
like stopped. or
Trevor
something.
man
Yeah.
grips the saxophone out of Rex's
And then
hands.
maybe the final hit, they didn't put all her strength in.
Yes.
Then she like maybe pushes him out of the way, and then gets hit,
Yeah.
gets off balance, and falls over.
starts
Yeah.
to hit. And then witnesses this.
Yeah.
She could even go, would she yell Rex's name or Trevor's name?
Maybe she'd be like maybe she'd be calling like
Stop it! Oh, really?
Yeah, or yeah, just stop. Yeah.
Well, I would think that she would call like Trevor, like stop! What are you doing?
yeah.
That type of thing. Do we want her calling the name though? Because I was thinking like during this moment, Rex and Trevor focus on each other.
Yeah.
Rex is trying to be like, "Yo, what's going on?" Trevor's trying to like put his frustration in, and then Melanie surprises both of them by stepping in. Because I feel like if she calls ahead of time, then
it's
Trevor's
nice.
gonna know. He's gonna see her
okay.
coming.
But even if she does say something though, Trevor could be so in the moment.
So in the
that
moment, they doesn't notice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Starts running.
Yeah.
And then what would Trevor be gritting, yelling, screaming as he's doing this terrible thing?
Maybe like it's very self-focused, like you always try to make yourself look better than me, always trying to one-up me. So we see that he's just so self-focused, like, oh, it's always him. He's created this internal story that Rex is out to get him. Rex is out to look better than him. Rex is taking all the attention away from him, things like that.
What if he would say, always think you're the best out of all of us, don't you? As Trevor's beating up
Rex. Melanie swoops in.
And she's like, stop.
Yeah.
Like maybe tries to push Rex out of the way and gets hit herself.
Yeah.
tries to wrestle Trevor out of the way.
Or maybe she even just comes in between them.
But if she comes in between them, how is she losing her balance to fall
no,
over?
because he could be fighting her then and then
Yeah.
throws her off out of aggression. You're
Oh,
in my
but he
way.
doesn't realize that maybe she's so close to the thing and. Okay, I think
she
that
was
works.
just- yeah, she could be trying to grab the saxophone
Yeah,
from his
yeah.
hand, And then because he's so mad and not thinking about what he's doing, he hits her with the saxophone.
Ooh, okay.
Tries to wrestle.
And then she
Trevor.
loses balance, goes overboard. Woman overboard. I don't know if we wanted to make a comment like, I'm sure you want this too, or something. Like, he's thinking like she also wants this to happen to Rex because...
I know you hate him too.
Yeah, but it's his own delusion at that time.
And she's just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, she's just like, got this, like, this expression of like, what? Yeah, like, exasperated what? I don't know how to explain that.
So Trevor ends up accidentally throwing Melanie
Overboard.
towards the rail, and then she
towards
falls
the
back.
rail, yep. And then she loses her balance.
And then he hits her. Like, once she goes towards the rail, then he hits her. with
Oh,
the
then he
saxophone.
hits her?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty neat.
I mean, if he's gotten to this point where he's like gonna murder.
Yeah,
he's, like, beyond all reason at this
yeah,
point.
that's true.
He's just gotten so far into this delusion that it's like, this is it. This is the end.
Yeah.
Throws her overboard.
Yeah.
She can clearly swim now.
But if she can clearly swim, how
What
is
if
she almost drowning?
If she gets hit on the head with a saxophone.
She's unconscious.
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay. So she's knocked unconscious and then also falls over, losing her balance, I guess. Like her body like slumps over.
Yes, like
the edge.
as he knocks her over, he knocks her unconscious into the water.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's how she would be almost drowning.
Trevor ends up throwing Melanie towards the rail and then throws her overboard. She's unconscious as she falls into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rex goes, "What did you do?"
Yeah, so at this point, do you want to have a scene where this ends here, and then it cuts to she's saved, and then people are like, the group is wondering, like, why did you do this?
Yeah, maybe even Rex himself jumps in.
Oh, okay.
So
Rex jumps in.
Rex.
So maybe we end the scene with Rex jumps in, and then it cuts there.
Yeah,
And then the new
Rex.
scene is she's saved.
Yeah, like it could cut to her being on the
deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's like maybe revived. She's like holding her head because she got hit in the head.
Yeah. So then you cut once he jumps in, then you cut to her
Cut
being
to?
on the deck.
Cut to on the deck, and he's
where
giving
he
CPR.
saved her. Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, maybe the rest of the band is near.
Yeah, they've heard all the commotion. They're
they're like,
there now. They're like, what's going on?
And then once she comes to and she's good, then it's like everybody turns to Trevor and it's like, dude, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, maybe it even just ends with them they just turn their heads slowly and they're just like baffled, and it ends with that.
Okay, and then ends
like
with that.
maybe it ends with his facial expression.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Slumps Melanie onto the deck and starts giving CPR.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Stanley comes in.
Oh yeah, we totally forgot about Stanley. Perfect time for her to come in.
Rushes to the scene, and then Stanley says, "What happened?
Yeah.
What's going on?" Everybody looks,
gathers around, and I think at this point they're all turning towards Trevor.
gathers, and that is end scene. That's all we got.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, we have successfully walked around the lake.
Yep.
And definitely took longer than 17 minutes, but we made it through. We did not get all of the constraints fulfilled. We did get 5 characters.
Yeah.
I mean, do you mind if we see this real quick? So we did not make it to 10 pages, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
We got the 5 characters. We got the musical instrument, got the drowning character, debatable on the sacrificial love, but I think we did fairly decent considering the short amount of the distance. But how are you guys feeling? How did it feel after all that?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that with everything given, when we take all the factors into consideration, you did pretty well with just kind of thinking off the top of our heads, just using our creativity. So I think despite what we got, like it was still a very fun process. So pretty fun story too.
What about you, Evie?
I think it turned out really well. Like it's not like perfect, but I think it's really good.
Would you guys do this again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a bigger lake?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to read this out later and hopefully maybe even act it out.
Exterior dining hall and yacht, night. There are 4 jazz band members at a dining table waiting for their meal to be served. 2 guys in their 30s, Trevor, who plays the piano, Rex, who plays the saxophone, and 2 gals in their late 20s, Melanie and Cassie, who are both singers. Rex is fumbling with a piece of paper and smirks.
Bringing paperwork to dinner?
This? It's just one of the hundreds of fan mail I get weekly that stuck out to me.
Are you sure that's not hate mail?
Oh no? I've never gotten that before. It's not hate mail. Here, Read it.
Not a single hate mail?
Pull for sweater.
Yeah, I've got one complaining about my harmony choice.
Judy, you're supposed to read that.
Oh, I am. Rex takes the paperback out of his pocket and insists on handing it to Trevor.
I'm good. The only thing I want handed to me is my dinner.
You're always thinking about food. Outside pool deck day. Melanie, Cassie, and Trevor are all swimming in the pool. Rex is in his swimsuit outside the pool, sitting on a pool bench reading that fan mail. Come on, Rex, let's go swimming. Trevor stops wading in the water and clenches his fists and teeth.
He's reading that darn letter again!
Interior hallway on room deck, afternoon. Trevor's walking down the hallway and sees Rex with the paper again.
Hey, Rex.
Rex says nothing as he's too absorbed in his fan letter. Trevor continues walking by but then stops.
I'll see you later tonight.
Cut to exterior main deck night. Melanie is walking along the deck. A saxophone is being played in the distance. She goes towards the music. She then sees Trevor approaching Rex.
Enough is enough!
Trevor man grips the saxophone out of Rex's hand and starts singing. Melanie notices this. Melanie starts running towards Rex and Trevor.
Always thinking you're the best out of all of us, don't you?
As Trevor's beating up Rex, Melanie swoops in and tries to rustle Trevor from being.
Get out of my way! I know you hate him too!
Trevor ends up throwing Melanie towards the rail and then throws her over. She's then
What did you do? Melanie!
Cut to exterior main deck moments later. Rex slopes Melanie onto the deck and says, where am I?
What, did you read the last line? Rex slumps into Melanie and he starts...
She read that.
Oh, you did? What else
Stanley the
happened?
boat driver rushes to the scene.
What happened?
Everybody gathers around and looks at Trevor.
Alright. End scene. Thank you guys for joining this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.